Secretary Mnuchin, one of the worst moments I experienced in my service in Congress is the financial foreclosure collapse that occurred in 2008. I don't ever want to see it again. I'm sure you agree with me about that. And so I'm concerned about your approach to supervising the mortgage market and making sure that banks that are engaging in issuing mortgages are upholding high standards of ethics. So to that degree, could you explain to me how One West, of which you were the CEO, was able to engage in 5,600 violations of foreclosure sale auctions, including backdating in nearly all of the 35,000 foreclosures of homes that you all engaged in?
First of all, let me assure you that I did not make one mortgage during or prior to the mortgage crisis. I took over 3 banks from the FDIC, one of which was the worst originator in the entire world. I'm very proud of the fact that we started loan modifications at IndyMac under the FDIC's control, which we then did. So I take great offense to anybody who calls me the foreclosure king.
Well, let me tell you,
whatever issues
reclaiming my time. You know how that goes.
Whatever issues.
Sir, I allowed you to answer, and I'm reclaiming my time.
Mr. Secretary, the time belongs to the gentleman from Minnesota.
Look, I don't have a problem with you answering, but you did answer, so I'm not going to let you filibuster. That's what I won't do.
I'm not filibustering.
No.
I take
There's
great
no
offense
question.
to your comments.
There's no question before the Secretary.
Okay, wasn't there a rule?
There is no question before the Secretary at this point. So, Vice President Erica Johnson Sec robo-signed 6,000 foreclosure-related paperwork documents per week. Was she under your supervision?
Not directly.
When you were the CEO, was she employed under you?
She was employed at the bank.
She said in testimony that she robo-signed as many as 6,000 foreclosure-related documents a week. What's your position on robo-signing?
You know, I've answered this extensively.
You have to answer it now, sir.
I'm going to, and you have to listen to me.
No, I don't. No, I don't have to listen to you.
Okay, well.
I asked you a direct question. I'd like an answer.
Give me the direct question. If you're not going to listen to me.
Are you willing to answer the question or not?
Repeat your question.
What is your position on robo-signing?
Again, I don't even think you know what the definition of robo-signing is.
You don't know what I know.
There's not a legal definition of robo-signing.
Okay, how about this? Do you deny that under your supervision, robo-signing occurred at the firm that you were the CEO of?
I have reported before
and are you
that
willing,
there was not robo-signing, and
right.
I've said this under
So you deny it, for the record. Thank you.
For the record, I've denied it before.
Right, and you're denying that, well, also for the record and under direct testimony, person under your supervision admitted to it. And for people watching, I'll just let you know, robo-signing is when you have when you're signing documents to get a loan to purchase a home, and you have to review the documents. You have an obligation to review them, and to just sign them as you are going through without reviewing them is not proper and is illegal because you're swearing that you've reviewed those documents. And under the Secretary's supervision, which he claims I don't know anything about robo-signing, that happened to a very severe degree while he was the CEO of One West. Here's another question for you, sir. One West was 9 times as likely to foreclose on a homeowner living in a community of color as originating a mortgage to a borrower living in other communities. Are you concerned about the disproportionate number of people who found themselves in foreclosure at the hands of your company who were persons of color? Where are you at on making sure that there's an equal administration of justice for companies as they engage in foreclosure?
Let me assure you that we upheld to the strictest amount the rules and regulations as was reviewed by the OCC, the Fed, and the Consumer Protection Bureau, and we did not and would not discriminate in any way.
Well, we'll see.
We'll
Time
see
of the
you.
gentleman
Question.
has expired. The chair now...
Parliamentary inquiry.
For what purpose does the
Mr.
ranking
Chairman,
member
would you
state your
like-
inquiry?
Thank you. Would you like to give the secretary an opportunity to apologize to Mr. Ellison for
Not a,
for
that
assuming
is
that he's
not
too
a
stupid to
proper
know what
parliamentary
robocalls are?
inquiry.
Would you like to give him that
The
opportunity?
time now
apologize?
belongs to the gentleman from Illinois. Mr.
Chairman.
Holtgren is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Perhaps could I borrow 10
Yeah,
seconds?
absolutely.
of
I was
your
going
time?
to, you can do more than that.
Thank
I'd like you to have a chance.
I'd like the record to state that One West Bank was the only bank that concluded the independent foreclosure review, and every single loan was reviewed and was properly compensated. We were also, the only bank to have done all those loan modifications, and I take great offense in that anybody who calls me a foreclosure king or anything else. And Ranking Member, I've had the opportunity to talk about this with you many times before, and this is nothing new, and I'm very proud of One West's record, and I'm not apologizing to anybody because robo-signing is not a legal term, and I was being harassed.
You're under oath.
Thank you.
The time does not belong to the ranking member. The time belongs to the gentleman from Illinois. The time belongs to the gentleman from Illinois. He may proceed.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here.